Good evening and welcome to the 88th edition of the Wildcat Sports Network. I'm Connor Jenkins in year 2 at the desk. On tonight's show, we talk about the matchup with Mustang last week as well as the upcoming first conference game against the Bentonville Tigers. We also have a very special package about a player who has already made his mark on the court but still has more to prove. We've got a lot to discuss and not a lot of time to do it. It's September 23rd, 2022, and the Wildcat Sports Network starts right now.
Touchdown, HAR-BER Wildcats.
Joining us as always is Coach Wood. Coach, thanks for joining us. Coach, first off, I want to ask about Hudson Brewer and his status for this upcoming matchup.
Yeah, last week he was throwing up, wasn't able to attend the trip. According as of today, he has not thrown up, so he will play tonight.
Mm-hmm. And then speaking on that topic of Hudson Brewer, he was not out. That's your starting running back. How do you think your team responded after not having him there in Mustang?
Well, most of his junior year he's banged up with a deep thigh bruise and a hamstring injury. So Cole Carlton had stepped in junior year and did a fantastic job, and he did it again Friday night against Mustang. I was really pleased with how he ran the ball. I think Trace Reynolds getting better, getting a feel for the high school game and the physicality of it.
And you talked about it a lot. You have a lot of firepower on this offensive team, and especially running the ball. Cole Carlton actually averages 44 yards per game rushing the ball, and your number one's really not who you'd expect. It's actually Luke Buchanan, who is number one. He averages 48 yards per game rushing the ball. How important is it to have a QB as versatile as Luke? And tell us about your run game.
Well, I think, our run game is a critical piece of who we are. And Luke Buchanan's really dynamic at the quarterback position. With his ability to run it, keeps people. It's an extra back in the backfield, and people have to account for him. Against Little Rock Parkview, all the way back to 0 week, any third down situation, they only rushed 2. They had 2 guys spying Luke to make sure he didn't get out. Mustang not knowing us as well as teams in Arkansas, they didn't do that. They brought pressure actually on those third downs, and so if they didn't get to him and he was out, he was off to the races and had some really big runs for us. Again, I like what Cole Carlton does. I think he's really, really tough runner. And then, Hudson Brewer, being healthy this year when he gives us snaps as well. He's another physical, hard runner. So we went going into the year, we knew our backfield was going to be solid running it as long as our offensive line could come along. I thought they really showed a spark Friday night against Mustang. That was the most physical that we had been this year in our run game. Created some lanes, some really hard run yards were developed in there. I was proud of our guys for that.
And then let's talk about, you had one of the toughest non-conference schedules the Wildcats have ever seen. Obviously, you've been here since the start of school, so you know that yourself. Just tell us how you think your team performed knowing this.
Well, I told our guys Monday when they came in, when you go 0-3, everybody just wants to just look at a record and don't want to go and dig deep into the data or really look with depth at who we're playing. And I told our guys, if we would have matched up with some of the other schedules in our area, if we would have played their schedule, we'd be a 2-1, 3-0 ball club right now. And but that's not the cards we were dealt. We had a tough non-conference schedule. We've got a solid team. It might not be evident in the record. Just one of those 3 games we were really kind of overmatched, which that was Bixby. Being able to beat us 59-0. But the Parkview game and the Mustang game, both of those games were nip and tuck all the way into the third quarter. And so, but what we weren't able to do is maintain possessions. We weren't able. When we come out in the third quarter, that's our biggest challenge right now. We come out in the third quarter, we're not executing to the level we need to stay with top-end teams, and they're able to pull away from us in the third quarter. It happened against Mustang and Parkview. we've got to clean that up. When we have opportunities to score offensively, we've got to get those points. We missed opportunities in the first half against Mustang. It ended up coming back snake biting us in the second half. And then, against Parkview, it was that kickoff return that started the snowball effect. So I like our team. I like where we are. I mean, we've got a very tough game against Bentonville Friday night. But when you look at the big picture of where we're headed, I mean, we're headed in the right direction. It's just we can't buy into the negative rhetoric, the negative talk. Some of that stuff we can't control, some of it we can. And we've got to see big picture. We don't get to play the same schedule everyone else does in non-conference, and that goes a long way.
Coach, thanks for joining us as always. We'll bring back Coach Wood later on to close this thing out. But in the meantime, we're bringing back a WCSN Classic, because if you missed that game Friday, no worries at all, because we have the highlights for you. Take a look.
Good evening, Wildcat Nation, and welcome to Mustang, Oklahoma, where the Cats take on the Mustang Broncos. Fakes the handoff, drops back, throws across the middle. That's a touchdown for the Broncos. Cannon drops back, steps inside.
He's got running room.
Outside, he crosses the 25, crosses the 30, fakes to Carlton, crosses the 40, crosses midfield at the 50, gets to the 48. Buchanan's going to keep. Dorsland has got room up the middle. Gets a first down. He's going to score. Touchdown. HAR-BER forefront. Same exact play. First down, tackled. The pass, throws it deep over the top. Intercepted. That is going to be a touchdown. Bronco. There's the snap. Buchanan rotates to the bottom. He's going to keep it across, goes across the top of the screen, the 50, the 45, the 40, out of bounds. That snap. Buchanan dropping back, fires across the middle. Caught. Cook catches it at the 25, fights Buchanan. Cook gets the first down on a completion, looking for more. He's going to get tackled at the 20. Buchanan dropping back.
That's where they're going, and he's open.
Wide open in the middle of the field. That's a touchdown. HAR-BER Wildcats. Great call, Clinkscales. That's a 3.
As you can see, the Wildcats fell short, but they fought tooth and nail the entire time. Up next, we have Jake Fonopoulos joining us in the studio to talk about Mustang and the upcoming matchup with Bentonville. But first, we have to take a quick commercial break to hear from a few people who make this show possible. The Wildcat Sports Network will be right back.
If you want fast, easy, and affordable service, visit McClarty Daniel.
Keep your vehicle running like new in our state-of-the-art service facilities. We know your time is valuable. Our factory-certified technicians with decades of experience will get you in and out and back on the road quickly. We service all makes and models at our 6 convenient locations in Bentonville and Springdale. Open 6 days a week.
Visit McClartyDaniel.com to schedule your service appointment today.
At Northwest Health, you can check in online for urgent care and ER visits. This simple step lets you pick a time that's convenient and saves your spot in line before you arrive. It's our new approach to the waiting room. Visit mynorthwestanycare.com.
Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full-service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System, Bentonville and Springdale.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Nothing says game day like good friends and great food. And at Slim Chickens, we know great food. From our 100% all-natural chicken tenders, fresh-made wings served with house sauces, to delicious chicken sandwiches, crisp salads, southern sides, and desserts you just can't get anywhere else. At Slim's, we have the food you love, made fresh for the people you care about. Dine in, drive through, or order online. Slim Chickens. Fresh, delicious chicken.
Welcome back. And joining us now is senior left tackle, Jake Fonopoulos. Jake, thanks for joining us. Jake, we saw that matchup against Mustang. It was a little bit of a rough game for the Wildcats. Tell us about that.
Well, we just put ourselves in some bad situations. We do different things here and there. It's a different ballgame going into halftime. And I just think coming out of halftime, going into the third quarter, has just been really hard for us. So this week, we've really been pushing it, start out strong in the second half. And I think that's what we're going to do this week. And yeah, Mustang, credit to them. They're a good team, but I really think we should have stole that game.
Mm-hmm. And then you go into that matchup, you're on the offensive side, so you're missing one of your main weapons on the offensive side. Hudson Brewer out with some sickness, undisclosed. We don't really know what it was. Tell us about coming into the game. You're on the offense. You've lost one of your weapons. How do you adjust, and how do you think you did adjust?
We adjusted just fine, I think. We still ran the ball for, I think, around 200 yards, which is pretty good. I think that's the highest we've had all season. And, Hudson's really good, but we got Cole Carlton in there, who's a senior running back that started last year. Really good, really runs powerful. It kind of stunk because there was no one to give him any breaks. So, kind of get tired, kind of got to do some different things to get him rest. And we can't just do what we want all the time with that. So.
Mm-hmm. And he had a really, say rough or hard schedule in the pre-conference schedule. You had a great team in Bixby who's obviously on that 50-plus game win streak, one of the biggest in the entire nation. You go against Mustang and Parkview in an amazing arena, one of the most historic ones, War Memorial. Then you go all the way to Mustang, a 5-hour trip. Just tell us about your preseason already and just how you think you performed and how that sets you up for conference play.
Obviously disappointing to go 0-3 pre-conference, but some good teams, like you said. And so I think that only prepares us for conference because every team, all three teams we played pre-conference, they're nothing like we're going to see in conference. They're much superior to anyone I think we'll see. So it's just good to see what, playing hard football looks like. And I think it made us better as a team and give us some experience going into conference play.
Mm-hmm. And then you go against Bentonville tonight, who's 2-1 overall on their record on the season. That's a little bit of intimidating. They're kind of tied with that little notch. They're in the 2 seed a little bit. Tell us about that matchup. They're a good team. So what can we expect from them on the defensive side since you play offense?
Well, yeah, they're a good team. They're well coached. But I think we got a good scheme. And I think our players, we're just really in tune this week. And I just think that we just really want to win this game. We want to win this game more than any other game we wanted to win. I just think we're going to have a different mentality. They're going to line up in a 3-3-2, 3-4 box, and we're just going to get after it. They're smaller than us. We're bigger than them, but they're more athletic. But we just got to play big boy football, jam it down, and run the ball. That's, I think, what's going to be successful.
And then you touched up on it. How important is it to turn the tide tonight and win that game against Bentonville? Especially, it's the first game of conference play.
Yeah, it's really important. This is a new season pretty much. Conference starting, really what happened before doesn't matter. And so we got to just man up, become a good football team, and it's a really important game, and we need to come out with W.
Mm-hmm. Bot, thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight. Two of the most important players on a field are the running back and quarterback. And I went to the field just to tell you how important they truly are to this HAR-BER Wildcat team. Take a look.
There we go.
Hudson Brewer out, Cole Carlton in.
Hudson got sick 2 days before, and so I kind of knew he wasn't feeling good. So I was playing a different position earlier in the week because I move around from each week, depending on what defense they run. So I already knew I was going to get some running back reps, but I had to do it full time when I knew Hudson was out. So you don't know who's going to be out each week, so you always got to be ready in practice. You just got to listen and do your job.
Cole did his job and more and ran for 132 yards.
Yeah, Cole knew he was going to be the lead back on, I think it was Thursday when Hudson was sick on Thursday. He knew he might not be able to play, so Cole he started a few games last year and he knew what to do. Everybody knows, like, if somebody goes down, they'll be ready.
And that next man up mentality is what makes these players true Wildcats.
Our guys, I'm sure that they missed Hudson being around and such, but they're ready to step up and play. And we give them a lot of practice time, so it's not like they're not familiar with it. And really, Cole had a great game against Bigsby the week before, and had kind of earned the right to carry the ball a little bit more. And so hated that Hudson wasn't there, but at the same time, really proud of Cole and how he stepped up.
Truly the most important players for any football team is the running back and the quarterback. And as our starting running back was out, Hudson Brewer, Cole Carlton stepped right up to the plate. And so did Luke Buchanan at the quarterback position. For WCSN, everything HAR-BER and all things HAR-BER, I'm Connor Jenkins. Two of the most important players that can be on a football field are the running back and the quarterback. And HAR-BER is full of amazing players at both of those positions. Up next, we have Trevor Lawson joining us in the studio to talk about Wildcat tennis. So don't go anywhere. WCSN, we'll be right back.
At America's Car Mart, our purpose is providing customers peace of mind with quality vehicles to keep you on the road. And right now, we're kicking off 2021 with a huge sale, the New Year's sale. Drive away today for as low as $199 down on select vehicles. Ask about the New Year's sale or start your approval online right now. No matter where you are on your car buying journey, we're here for you, keeping you on the road. America's Car Mart.
Experience everything Springdale has to offer. Visit ExploreSpringdale.com or download the new Explore Springdale app. It's the best place to discover all there is to do and see in Springdale. We'll help you explore our many eateries and attractions and introduce you to our shopping, arts, parks, and trails. You'll also find links to our great hotels and meeting venues. Download the new Explore Springdale app or visit ExploreSpringdale.com to begin your Springdale adventure.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
Ballpark Franks got their start in 1957, right here in the ballpark. And with the taste of 100% Angus beef, passed down from one generation to the next, they soon became a tradition everywhere, bringing on the feeling of summer in every bite. Ballpark Franks, bring on summer.
Climax at the NWA, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. Right now is probably the easiest time that I've ever seen to achieve financing for people on maybe even a more expensive vehicle or more accommodating vehicle for their family. I've got the best inventory, I would say, in the state, and my people are not only experienced in the car business, but they're experienced in the people business. Whether you just check us out online or you check us out in person, we want you to visit us. Climax the NWA and ClimaxTheNWA.com.
Joining us now in the studio is senior captain for the tennis team, Trevor Lawson. Trevor, you're on the doubles side of the balls. Kind of tell us a little bit about how hard it is to play in doubles, and then give us a little perspective if really you didn't know anything about tennis.
I mean, I think that doubles and singles is basically two different sports, because you got to think, in singles you're on your own basically, but in doubles if you mess up one time, well, your teammate can be there to help you. But I think that the main thing is for doubles, you just got to be ready for. Because you got to expect, you got two people on the other side of the net, you got a teammate, but really it's just up to you on that sort of like half of the court, because it's kind of like you have your own quarter, half of the court. And then also, I would say for anyone who doesn't understand tennis, basically your main goal is to just obviously get the balls back over, make them play, and then just honestly try to extend every point, everything you can do. Even if you can't hit the winners, you just got to make them miss. You just play until they miss, basically.
And we haven't really been able to cover a lot of tennis. It's not one of our sports for WCSN, but we like to give a lot of coverage and a lot of love to sports like that. So kind of tell us how tennis has performed this season and what to expect in this conference tournament.
I mean, for the conference tournament going into it, I mean, you have Carter Swope, you have all the top guys, but I think that the guys team has really shown up, and because I think we've only lost one match all year as a team overall. So I think that honestly the team has really played well together. And then honestly at the top conference, we're probably going to get multiple top 4 seeds. So that's really good. Our doubles team, me and my partner, we may get a top 4 seed. Carter may get a top 4 seed. And then our 2 doubles teams and 2 singles, they will get top seeds too. So I think our top guys have performed very well this year for HAR-BER standards especially.
And you talked about HAR-BER standards. I mean, we have an amazing history of a program of tennis. I mean, you got Connor Clarity and Hayden Swope, the doubles champions and doubles legends. And then you've got Carter Swope, who's building his own legacy here. Kind of tell us about being a part of that historic program.
I mean, I think that you just got to think, like, out of the last three of the last 4 years, I mean, you've had a state champion for doubles. You got to think, like, you just got to keep building on that legacy and make your own, so you have your own chapter kind of, and just like focusing on yourself. But all you can do is you think about that legacy and you just keep making it and pushing it forward, adding like another chapter, like your chapter of the book.
Trevor, thanks for joining us, and thanks for telling us a little bit about tennis. And good luck in conference play. We wanted to go a little more into the tennis and a little more onto the court, so I went to the court to talk about Carter Swope and his legacy he is leaving and paving at HAR-BER High School. Take a look.
The Swopes have made a lasting legacy with HAR-BER tennis, from state doubles champion Hayden Swope to current top player Carter Swope.
Oh, they've helped us out greatly. I mean, before they came, I had to do all of the legwork as far as fundraising and helping out my program. I spent years doing it, and when they came to me, they took away a lot of the burden. They really helped me out a lot.
The Swopes have removed a major burden, but they also created a major winning standard.
It's definitely a challenge to kind of like carry it on from the standard that Hayden set a couple years ago, but it definitely took a couple matches. My sophomore year, the first couple matches were kind of tough adjusting, but after that, I kind of got it down. And I played a lot of singles in the past, so I kind of knew what to do.
Carter has not only led the team on the court, but he has also learned how to be a better teammate.
Whenever we played together my freshman year and senior year, he kind of showed me like how it's done and what to do, like keep your focus and like work as a team. So like after he graduated, I kind of knew what to do for the next couple years.
The Swopes have not only left a legacy on the court, but hope to leave one off the courts.
I think it's important in the sense that tennis is a sport that you can play forever. And so if they bring a little recognition to the sport here at HAR-BER and maybe give other people the opportunity or the idea to pick up the sport, then that's a great legacy to leave behind.
The Swopes have left a major impact on HAR-BER tennis, as you can see. With WCSN, I'm Trevor Lawson.
Joining us now in the studio is Senior Corner, Sutton Ray. Sutton, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
And so Sutton, let's talk about that Mustang matchup. The defense had a little bit of a struggle at some times, but it also looked really good. Tell us about your defense in that ball game.
Well, I felt like we did pretty good first half, holding them to 20 points. And our offense missed 2 field goals, so it would have been 13 to 20 and a half, which is better than 7 to 20 and a half. But then the second quarter, they really stopped throwing it, and they ran the ball on us, and they're just trying to waste the time. So we couldn't really get in our formations for their offense formations. So it was just I liked first half. Second half was a little tough for us.
And then we saw the refs played a huge role in that game. A lot of yellow flags were on the field. So tell us about that frustration and how you play through it and how you keep playing HAR-BER Wildcat defense.
Yeah, so it was very frustrating, especially on the pick. It was 7-7, got a pick in the end zone. Offense drove down, scored, winning 14-7. And they also threw a flag on another big play. We just got to ignore it, just do our jobs every play, and then hope that the refs get us next time.
Mm-hmm. And then you never want to focus on the refs, of course, but now let's focus on the Bentonville game. You've got this Bentonville, I mean, let's forget about everything in the pre-conference because that's just what you should do when you get in conference play. What's your goal for the defense this year for yourself personally and for the defense into this conference schedule?
Well, I definitely would like to hold the offense as less points as last year because I feel like a lot of last year's games was like very high scoring, and I want to like get the pressure off the offense to, you know, score every time because that's not going to happen. And for me, you know, I really like to strive for like all conference, and I don't know, I'll try like get picks and just try my hardest, do my job, and hope for the win.
Then what can we expect from Bentonville tonight? Obviously, you're on the defense, so what can we expect from their offense, and how do you look to shut that down and take the win tonight?
Well, we're probably going to see them to run the ball a lot because they have this good running back that gets offers from like D1, I'm pretty sure. And we'll probably just, I mean, we're really going to stop the run and make them pass it, even though they have good receivers too. But, you know, we're going to try to lock that down, and we're just trying to scheme them and really just take away their running game.
Sutton, thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
And on a completely different court, there's a volleyball team, and we're going to do a story about how Ridgely Thompson at the setter position is carrying that team to greatness after her big injury. Take a look.
As if following former setter Kaylin Coons, who broke records for HAR-BER, was not hard enough, following Coons after devastating injuries, well, that seems impossible. But not for junior Ridgely Thompson.
Last year, I actually tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus, so it was a whole big thing, and I was out for about 6 months, and it was a long healing process, but my coaches and teammates supported me through all of it and really made my comeback even better.
With a young team on the rise, Ridgely Thompson being one of them has stepped into a leadership role, and her teammates appreciate it.
With Ridgely, it's just really easy. You never feel stressed or like pressured. Like usually sometimes with other players, it's like kind of chaotic. With her, it's really calm and easy. And like she's always supportive.
Coons led the Lady Wildcats to an undefeated conference record and is currently a starter at UCA. Kaylin left big shoes to fill for the rising team.
I looked up to her all throughout last year, and I'm just trying to like basically not live up to her because I don't think that anyone could ever live up to her because she's just one of a kind and no one is ever going to be like her. But I'm just trying to have her leadership and her control in the court.
I feel like all of us were really into this team. Like we weren't scared to play, we just went for it. Losing the seniors was sad, but we all knew that we were ready for it.
The Wildcats have shown they are ready, with a 5-2 conference record, half a season left, and still a lot to prove. For WCSN, I'm Jordan Jaszewski.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
When getting a mortgage, you need a team that is dependable. With over 50 years of combined experience, Advantage One Mortgage LLC are here for your needs. They also offer cash-out refinancing and free pre-approval. If you have questions regarding income, credit, or funds to close, call us today.
Good old Mother Nature and time. Two elements that are unforgiving to any fence. At Sands Fencing, we know Northwest Arkansas can have some crazy weather. That's why we build beautiful quality custom fences designed to stand strong against time and weather. Whether you're new in town or your roots run deep, here's the number you need to keep. Call Sands Fencing today. Get a Sands fence at your place.
It's Smoothie King time!
At Whole Pet, we're an independently owned family business located in Arkansas. We're passionate about helping dogs and cats live their healthiest and best lives.
Just so friendly and professional. They have such a good selection of healthy dog foods and treats, toys, grooming.
From healthy foods and treats to supplies to luxurious spa grooming services and more, you and your pet will leave happy after getting the most professional and courteous service around. Whole Pet in Springdale, Fayetteville, and Fort Smith.
Welcome back. Join us now in the studio as offensive coordinator, Coach Mahan. Coach, tell us about that Mustang game from the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so it's an interesting deal. We went in, we've watched the previous 2 weeks film from Mustang, and they played a 3-3 stack type look on defense, 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and then they had really 5 secondary guys back there. Well, that's what we had seen on film. That's the way we prepared our game plan. And we go out there in the first play, and they had changed up what they had shown on film, which sometimes that happens. Usually it doesn't. What you see on film is what you get. But they had gone to a forefront, and they'd kept their back end the same. So we had to do some adjustments on the fly. Thankfully, our guys are in our practices throughout from August and throughout. We've prepared against all sorts of different fronts, and we got different rules that we go to. So immediately our guys went into their different rules. And, our game plan going in was, hey, we're going to be physical. We're going to run the football and then take our shots when they come available. And even though they changed the front up a little bit, we were still able to maintain that thought process just with a little bit of adjustment.
Mm-hmm. And then you had a really tough non-conference schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, you play Bixby, who is one of the best teams in the entire nation, especially in this region.
Right.
You go against Mustang, and then you go against, as well as Parkview. So just tell us what you took away from all those matchups and how you're going to fix that coming into conference play even better.
Sure. And, a lot of people look at it and say, hey, Har-Ber's 0-3. And you can get caught up in all that. But what Coach designed in this non-conference schedule was to prepare us for the tough 7A West. And what I like to say is, hey, we're battle ready. We've been battle tested through those 3 games. Yeah, we'd have liked to have won all of them. But I think we learned a lot about ourselves through those tough competition, tough competitive games, and it kind of springboards us into that conference. Of course, we have to open up with Bentonville, which is probably the toughest team in our league, but just the speed of the game, the physicality of the game, our guys are ready for this stretch run now in conference.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of touched up on it a little bit. Bentonville is 2-1 overall. The Wildcats are 0-3. What do the Wildcats look to prove tonight?
Well, I would say this. Bentonville's 0-0 and we're 0-0. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about your non-conference schedule, the coaches have all rights to schedule whoever they want to. You can schedule 3 easy wins and, get your kids some momentum and some confidence going in. Some people take that approach. Coach Wood took the approach of, hey, we're going to play really tough competition, not worry about our record, and get prepared for our conference. So that's the way we're taking this mentality is now the season really starts. This non-conference season starts. If you look at our season, it's really broken down into 3 parts. You have your your non-conference, your preseason type deal. You have your conference and then the postseason. And right now we sit here 0-0, and let's go up there and finish and start out Saturday 1-0.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so what do the Wildcats have to do specifically tonight to walk away with that win?
Yeah, well, Bentonville's got a great tradition. And I say tradition, a tradition that really started in 2005 when Coach Lunny got there. And they built it on some tough kids, some kids that have a really high standard at home, and they do some really quality things, both offense and defensively. As an offensive coordinator, I'm going to focus on their defense. Their defense is structured very sound. You know where they're going to line up. It's not going to be like Mustang where we show up and they're going to be somewhere different. They've been running the same defense for the last 15 or so years, and they just do it really, really well. So from the offensive side, we have to execute really, really well. They have a great desire to get to the football. All 11 guys have a great desire to get to the football. And I say that out of respect for their coaches because that's how they coach. That's how they get their guys to play really, really well, really, really hard. And what we've told our guys is we have to have a greater desire to keep them away from the football. And so, they know what we're going to do. We know what they're going to do. It comes down to really just who executes the best and who's the toughest team. And that's what I've told our guys our offense is toughness is a choice, and we're going to choose to be tough tonight. And go run the football, be physical with that, and then take our shots in the passing game when they come available.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a little bit off topic, but I want to talk about it nonetheless. You're in your second year as a Har-BER Wildcat offensive coordinator. Tell us about your experience so far and what you like about the Wildcats, and give us some highlights.
Yeah, well, I've been in the 7A West. I actually coached at Bentonville. I coached at Fayetteville. I coached at Southside, Northside. So I've been in the 7A West for a long, long time. And so I've always watched Har-BER from afar and really admired what Coach Wood has done here and what he's built here. And so when I had the opportunity to come here, I was really excited. Coach Wood does things differently. He sees offense differently than what I see offense, and how we go about game planning, how we structure things. But we work well together because it is different. And there's maybe, as they say, two ways to skin a cat, but both ways are really, really good. And so that's kind of how we have developed our relationship over the last 2 years. And I think it continues to grow. You know, people say it's always hard to go work for an offensive head coach if you're an offensive coordinator. But I have found it very rewarding, because here's a guy that I can bounce ideas off of and lean on and ask questions, and it's a really good source. You know, where if it was a defensive guy, I might feel like I'm not all alone because I have other staff members, but at least I have somebody that, hey, he's been in this. He has called games against Bentonville before. This is what's worked for him. This is what has not worked for him. And so we can bounce those ideas off each other to try to give our kids the best chance to be successful.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us for the first time.
Yeah, wonderful.
And good luck tonight.
I appreciate that.
That's going to do it for tonight. I'm Connor Jenkins. Behind the scenes of all sports, it's the Wildcat Sports Network. Up next is Kickoff. We'll see you next time.